we're going to start making our name bugs, and we need to first do that by folding our paper in half. We're going to fold it into a long and skinny rectangle. So I'm lining up that corner, I line up this corner, and then I take my finger, it's still very bubbly right now, I push it to the side, from there I go up, and then from the middle I'll go down. So I kind of go out, and that makes it much evener as I fold. Now if this isn't a perfect fold, it doesn't super matter because we're going to be cutting it out anyway. I'm going to turn it so that the folded side is on the bottom. And I'm going to write my name. Now, if you know how to write your name in cursive, you absolutely may do that. If you don't know how to write your name in cursive, it looks really great if you just do it normal. I think I'll just do mine in block print letters this time, so I will do R. I'm gonna go all the way down to the bottom. Maybe I'll make them look like fancy block letters though. Alright, so I have Rosell, where each of my letters touch the bottom. Now if you have a name where your letter goes kind of down below, you can open it up, like maybe my name is Roselli. I'll be cutting this part off. You can absolutely do that, and then just fold it back up. When you have your name all the way written in pencil, you are going to open your paper up and fold it in half the other way. So you're going to fold on that same line, but you're folding it backwards. So you line these up, and this should be easier. Your paper already has a crease there, so you're just doing it the opposite way. Now we're going to take some money, and with our money, I can see how my name is right there. I'm going to just rub where my pencil is at. Ooh. I'm not rubbing over my whole paper. I'm just kind of basically re-rubbing over where my name was. Oh, those L's are easy. I can even rub over my Y for being to be Roselli today. And let's see what it looks like. Oh my goodness, my name's appearing over there. So if you want to, you could close it back up, rub a little bit more. Maybe if it's not showing up, you could go back over your letters, press a little bit harder with your pencil, and then rub it again. Hi, there we go. So now I'm going to flip it upside down and go over those letters with my pencil. We're backwards writing today. Now you'll notice with this Y, because it goes down, there's kind of this cool overlap. I actually did that a little bit backwards, so I'm going to erase. Alright, so now I've got my name. I'm going to fold it back again the original way. And now I get to cut it out. So I will go around each little bump. I do not want to cut all the way down to the bottom, otherwise I'm going to lose limbs, lose letters. I'm going to cut down, and if I would, I could cut all the way down. I'm just going to curve it around. Now, something that I find can be extra helpful before we do this, if you're to kind of imagine this cutting that we will be doing, is to take a pencil and to kind of draw a highlight around your letters. So you can see how I'm kind of floating around the letters, and that's going to be a good guide about where this cutting will go. Alright, so and then I could even cut some on the inside too if I wanted. Ooh, that'd be extra fancy. Or cut down here. Alright, so now I'm going to continue and I'll follow that guide, and that'll make it easier to do this, what I call halo cutting. And as you can see, I can go in here and I can cut this little tiny bit off of the folded side. So when I open it up, there's a little hole on the inside. For any spots like I drew inside here, it's a little bit more difficult. I would have to fold it and stick my scissors through there and cut that little circle out. I wouldn't necessarily worry about that. I think I'm only going to do it on the R and not worry about that O anymore, because that was a little more work than I want to do. So maybe I'll go ahead and just erase that one, and I'll just draw some cool stuff in there. So now you can see what my bug, my alien bug, is starting to look like. Ooh. So I've got my background paper. I'm going to decorate this a little bit before I glue it down. I find it very difficult to color on top of glue. Sometimes the glue is a little bumpy. So I'm going to first go over my letters with a marker. You can kind of pick if you want to do one color. I think it looks particularly nice if it's kind of consistent. I know for sure I want it to go all the way across because we're making this bug symmetrical. Now that you've traced over your name, the next step is to add some coloring details. You can do that with markers if you want, or I think it looks nicer to do crayon or colored pencil. That way my name stands out a little bit more. Now is a good time, once I've got lots of colors and details, I can glue it on with my glue stick. So I'm putting my glue on the white paper, and then I'll, without this behind it, otherwise I might get glue accidentally in the wrong spots. And I just kind of go around the edges. Now, as I was coloring this, I was trying to decide which side would be up and which side would be down. Which side has better eyes or antennae or feet. And I think these make some good feet and these make some good antennae, some good eyes right here. So I am going to go with that. If you want to add other details, maybe I want to add some more details in here, you could. Make sure any details you do add are symmetrical. Now, I know this isn't done yet because my bug does not have 6 legs. It has to have 6 legs. So I'm going to go to my nifty scrap box and pick out some paper. Now I want to have 6 legs, so I have 4 already, and I'm going to add 2 more on, and I'm going to make them that same purple color, and I'm even going to kind of stick them out to make this kind of 3D. I'm going to use that same purple and kind of roll up for my 2 antennae. I'm going to fold this paper in half to cut it out so that I can get the same circle on both sides, and just kind of keep adding some details, cutting them out, sometimes maybe folding my paper in half to cut 2 things out at the same time, sometimes just cutting one thing out and maybe putting it in the middle. Gotta have those wings. Now for our scraps, these big pieces would go in the scrap box, and those little ones would just go in the recycling bin, since nobody really wants to use those again. I'm going to do one last detail, and that's going to be a stinger, which is going to go right in the middle. Now this big piece definitely goes in the scrap box, not the recycling bin. And I'm just going to glue this down in the middle. I don't have to have 2 pieces because this is a symmetrical thing that I can just put in one spot and have it still be the same on both sides. I always like to sign in the bottom right-hand corner. You could definitely add some details in the background. You don't have to pick the black paper, but this is kind of a good example of a neat symmetrical name bug.